Cody Rhodes.
I want a match where the ref can't stop what I'm gonna do to you.
For the undisputed WWE Championship.
Take that championship. Take this championship. Hang 'em high up. Ladder match.
WWE Royal Rumble. The countdown to the only event of its kind has begun.
You want a WrestleMania moment? You gotta win this match.
Let's do it.
Try to take me out.
Nobody do what I do. Line him up. Throw him over.
Shadow boxing got no rivals.
Whoa! Oh my goodness.
The odds about 100 times.
The road to WrestleMania begins at the Rumble.
I'm stronger.
WWE Royal Rumble tonight.
I'm stronger.
Streaming exclusively on Peacock. The countdown to the only event of its kind has begun.
You want a WrestleMania moment? You gotta win this match.
Let's do it.
Try to take me out.
Nobody do what I do.
Line him up. Throw him over.
Shadow boxing got no rivals.
Whoa! Oh my goodness.
The odds.
Then, now, forever. Together.
This is the capital city of Indiana, Indianapolis, a hotbed when it comes to WWE. Tonight marks the 8th premium live event we've held in this great city, including WrestleMania 8, 1992, SummerSlam in 2008, and Survivor Series back in 2012. Also downtown, this is where we're at right now, Lucas Oil Stadium, home to the NFL's Indianapolis Colts. And for the very first time, home to a WWE live event, the 38th annual Royal Rumble. Over 65,000 WWE fans are expected tonight on a night where careers are made and legends are created. Including the man who won back-to-back Royal Rumbles and finished his story back at WrestleMania. The undisputed WWE Champion, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. Tonight, his title will hang high above the ring in a ladder match where anything goes against the man who arrived in style earlier today, the delusional and deranged Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens looks to win a world title tonight. CM Punk looking to main event WrestleMania for a very first time in his career. In order to do that, he needs to win the Royal Rumble match tonight. Last year he returned, he was injured. Can he get the win here tonight? Welcome to the Royal Rumble Countdown Show.
It is now time for the Royal Rumble.
You want a WrestleMania moment? You gotta win this match. Legacies will be written and dreams will come true. We are officially on the road to WrestleMania.
Baby, I'm addicted to danger. Walking the edge of the night.
Only one of Shawn Michaels' feet hit the floor. The storm has arrived.
The phenomenal one is here. is here.
With a tear in my eye. This is the greatest moment in my life.
I come back, I get stronger with every breath I take.
What? It's John Cena! Cena wasn't supposed to be back for months. The Viper strikes WrestleMania pay dirt.
Stone Cold! Stone Cold! Stone Cold! The Austin era has begun!
Becky did it! Becky did it! Man, oh man! He did it! He did it! Mysterio wins the title! Bianca Belair is going to WrestleMania!
Mommy, Daddy, I did it!
For the first time, a Rhodes can call himself WWE Champion!
The best way to say thank you to you is win the Royal Rumble and make history at WrestleMania!
When I enter the Royal Rumble, I'm going to remind you all who owns the night.
29 other men are going night-night, and one man will get his hand raised.
Roman Reigns is coming back for his championship. And it all starts at the Royal Rumble.
You are looking live at Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis. Over 60,000 tonight expected for the Royal Rumble. And the countdown to the Royal Rumble is presented by Cricket. With fast and powerful nationwide 5G coverage, you can stress less and smile more. Hello again, everybody, and welcome to Indianapolis. Welcome to the Countdown Show. The fans are filing in for the Royal Rumble, which gets underway in 2 hours. They are hyped, they are jacked, they are ready to go, as are we. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Michael Cole from Monday Night Raw. This is my favorite event of the year, the Royal Rumble. The Royal Rumble field is star-studded. It's an all-star field tonight, and I've got an all-star group of guys with me here at the announce desk. On the end, he's a movie star now. Ladies and gentlemen, voice actor from Marvel Studios, Mr. Spider-Man, Big E is here with us tonight.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Shout out to all the Royal Rumble parties and all of you crazy fools who are getting tattoos of the entrant you pulled. People actually do that. They have no idea who they're getting on their body. They're out of their mind. They lost their mind.
Also here, a man who's actually had a dominant Rumble performance. Going to show you that in a little bit. 5-time Intercontinental Champion, Wade Bad News Barrett.
Thank you very much. 60 people competing in the Royal Rumbles today. Only 2 can win. That leaves a lot of bad news for the losers, and I love bad news.
And do I need to introduce this man? Ladies and gentlemen, Indianapolis' own all-decade punter. He's on the Hall of Fame ballot. Pat McAfee.
Hello! The city has been buzzing for weeks, and now that we are finally here, legends are going to be made in the beautiful city of Indianapolis, Indiana tonight, and this crowd is going to showcase to the world why this city is the greatest one on planet Earth. Wade Barrett.
Well, what a night we have, ladies and gentlemen. Let's show you what's coming up in a couple of hours here. We've got Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens. Now, this is a ladder match. Both the Winged Eagle and the WWE title will be hanging above the ring. You got to climb a ladder and grab it in order to become the undisputed WWE champion. Perhaps Cody's toughest title defense yet. We also have a 2 out of 3 tag team championship match tonight. The Motor City Machine Guns making a big debut here at the Royal Rumble against the champs, Ciampa and Gargano of DIY. 30 women, an all-star field, will enter the ring tonight. The winner, the last woman standing, punches her ticket to take on the champion of her choice at WrestleMania. And this may be the greatest field we've ever had in the men's Rumble match. 30 men over the top rope, your feet at the floor, you are eliminated. Last man standing is gonna main event WrestleMania.
That was sick.
Well, the visionary Seth freaking Rollins knows all about the Royal Rumble. He won back in 2019, lasting over 43 minutes. Can he do it again here tonight? Probably the biggest upset in Royal Rumble history back in 2006. Rey Mysterio shocking the world when he won the Royal Rumble. He lasted 1 hour, 2 minutes, and 12 seconds that year. He went on to win the world title at WrestleMania. Speaking of Iron Women, how about Bayley? She won the Royal Rumble last year. She set a record lasting 1 hour, 3 minutes, and 1 second after entering at number 3. Can Bayley become the 5th person in history to go back-to-back in the Rumble match? And how about the woman I believe is the odds-on favorite? The irresistible force, Nia Jax. She's tied with Rhea Ripley with most eliminations all time in a Rumble match. We've got broadcasters all over this place, including Byron Saxton.
Thanks, guys. We've heard all the big-name favorites to win the men's Royal Rumble match. The likes of CM Punk, Roman Reigns, John Cena. But I want to talk about the dark horses, the names you might not expect. Names like Logan Paul, who's made it abundantly clear that his next goal in WWE is to become a World Heavyweight Champion. So what better way to do that than by winning the men's Royal Rumble match and going on to main event WrestleMania? Or how about the Intercontinental Champion, Braun Breaker, who, remember, has had a meteoric rise here in WWE. In less than a year, Braun has won the Intercontinental title twice. So it only seems that those achievements are destined to get bigger and better. Last name, the most unhinged superstar in WWE today, Jacob Fatu. The last couple weeks, Jacob Fatu has unleashed unbridled chaos in WWE. Now imagine what the Samoan Werewolf would do inside the Royal Rumble match. It could happen. But hey, at the end of the day, we don't know who's gonna win the men's Royal Rumble match, but it is fun to speculate, right? And with that, I will send things over to my broadcast colleague, Kathy Kelly, who's got some insight on the women's Royal Rumble match. Kathy?
Thanks so much, Byron. Now, tonight marks the 8th Women's Royal Rumble match in WWE history. And can I tell you that the women's locker room has never been hungrier for a win than tonight. Nia Jax, Naomi, Bianca Belair, Charlotte Flair, Zelina Vega, the names absolutely stacked. And I was actually on assignment in Orlando, Florida this week, spoke to some WWE officials there, and they can confirm that at least 1 to 2 names from NXT will also be entering the Royal Rumble tonight. And speaking of NXT, a big name that's been there recently, Bayley mentioned yesterday on the kickoff that she plans to be the first woman to take home back-to-back wins in the Royal Rumble. Now, can she do it? We will find out later tonight. But Cole, do you think your favorite's going to win?
Perhaps, Kathy, but I do have a fun fact for you. The 4 men sitting at this table have all been a part of Royal Rumble matches, and we're going to have a little bit of fun right now. I want to start with some highlights of Big E in the Royal Rumble.
There aren't many. There are not many, Michael.
Let's show you the tape here. Big E, he was in 9 Rumbles in his career. Guys, in the truck, when I say let's show us the tape, I mean show the tape. Anyhow, Big E, 9 Rumbles. Your best time was 30 minutes.
Okay.
Your worst time was 1 minute. Tell us about your Rumble experience.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Look, I wasted too much of my time in the Rumble trying to help out some ingrate who I'm no longer friends with, trying to save him and whatnot. So I should have focused on me. That's the lesson.
Yeah.
Obviously, the issues between Big E and those
They've always
degenerates,
sucked. Even when you
Kofi
were
and Xavier Woods.
How dare you?
Wade Barrett, I was shocked You were actually really good.
I was shocked too.
In the
I
Royal
have no recollection of being good at all, but apparently, according to this video, I was indeed good. Look how handsome I am on this entrance.
Wow.
You actually got Intercontinental Champion. I think I won that one from Big E, actually. I think I knocked him out
Don't
with
remind
a full
me.
hammer.
Don't
which
remind
was
me.
fantastic. Getting in there, supreme physique, taking out legends like
What happened?
Rey Mysterio. I eliminated Rey Mysterio. I can't believe I was that good. And then, look at this, Mo. This is terrible. This is Bo Dallas, a young rookie at the time.
You got Uncle Howdy.
Cheap shotting me, who is now Uncle Howdy, so I'm a bit terrified of what comes next. But, hey, young rookie, welcome to the big time. Get ready, guys. It's coming. Ba, 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 boom! That's how we do it in style.
Yeah, that was a
I
good
was
performance.
Wade
That
was
good. Yeah.
Believe it.
You were in 4 Rumbles in your career. You actually lasted 22 minutes back in 2011. Now,
How bad stats?
last year at the Royal Rumble,
I was not ready.
and we're going to show you why you weren't ready. Just watch this.
I
Pat
was
was at
not ready.
ringside.
Yeah. Surprise to all of us. Corey Graves, obviously very excited for me, per usual. Then I get an opportunity to get in there. Couple last-minute decisions. I had my cowboy boots on, the snakeskins on, had no grip. I walk in there, and there's a damn giant in a dome staring at me. I quickly realized that I was wasting a spot. And I said, you know what, boys? Good luck with the rest of this thing. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. I thought to myself, don't be such a little baby back bitch. I got back in there. Then I realized I was, and I eliminated myself. So, you know, that brought me in for me in the Royal Rumble.
Pat, you actually lasted 38 seconds. Now,
Hey, the wife would be pumped.
that brings me to myself.
You know what I'm saying?
This is the kind of show we're having, okay?
That's what
So
I'm talking about.
that brings me to myself, because out of all the announcers that have left the announce table to get into the Royal Rumble match,
Okay.
I still hold the record for the longest. Thank you, thank you.
Okay.
JBL once called me the greatest athlete that he's ever been in the ring with. Check this out. When I got my call to the ring, I was prepared. I had my singlet underneath my suit. I even had my headgear ready to go. And look at the prowess. Look at how I quickly got ready. Pointed to the WrestleMania sign, because I was going to go to WrestleMania if it wasn't for that damn Jerry Lawler and the other idiot, Booker T.
You should have kept the suit on, because this is obscene.
But look it, Karma came out in her Rumble appearance, and yeah,
Are you pouting?
I was scared. I really was. And but now look at it. Nobody can take a bump like that.
Yeah, I agree.
And meanwhile, I didn't eliminate myself here. I just got out of harm's way. And again, Lawler and Booker T cost me my chance to go to WrestleMania. You got to be kidding me.
They
Well, what a
did.
performance.
They did the world a big favor in getting Michael Cole the hell out of there.
Yeah, I like the fact that he put the headgear on, though. Didn't want to get cauliflower ear.
Right, I forgot these were
Didn't
the Soul
strap it
Patch
up, though.
days as well. That was a choice,
Little
Michael.
flavor saver.
That was a choice.
It was nice.
Yeah, you're a real athlete.
Hey, speaking of real athletes, and I'm getting serious now, tonight starts the retirement tour of the greatest of all time, and John Cena. John Cena tonight looking to win the Royal Rumble match and perhaps main event WrestleMania. Big E, let's talk about John Cena and what he's meant to your career.
Look, he's been massively important. He was someone when I was down in the FCW when I was training. He was someone who supported young talent. Also, you know, we used to joke when we were on SmackDown, and Cena was there as well. Dolph would call it Cena and Friends. That was the show because John Cena was the guy, unequivocally the guy. He is someone who I would oftentimes sneak outside the curtain because I wanted to see the pop. I wanted to see the fan reaction. I think this is going to be very, very special. The very last time you see John Cena in the Royal Rumble. Savor it, folks. Savor it. This will be the last
So
time.
Wade, John can make history tonight. If he wins, it'll be his 3rd win. He won in 2008, won in 2013. He would tie Stone Cold Steve Austin as the only 3-time winners in Rumble history.
Well, Big E had some very nice things to say about John Cena. I will say I perhaps had a polar opposite experience when it comes
We
to
almost
John
ruined
Cena.
his career in that stupid
He
Nexus.
buried me under about 50 chairs at one point, but I will say John Cena clearly right up there in the conversation for the greatest of all time, and in terms of making history, it would not surprise anybody if he does it again tonight in his final Royal Rumble.
Pat, longtime fan, obviously. Cena's always been right up here.
Yeah, absolutely. Get a chance to watch him work as a big-time fan was awesome. I mean, he was a guy who showed up every single night for decades upon decades, put this company actually on his back. Speaking of his back, saw him walking around earlier. He might be bigger, stronger, more strapped than ever. He might be better built for the Rumble now than he was 10 years ago. And I know this is a retirement tour. He doesn't look like he's anywhere near the end. He looks phenomenal. And his hair.
He's got no wrinkles.
Ooh.
There are no wrinkles on the man's face.
And no body fat somehow.
Very peculiar.
You know,
What are you saying? What are you saying, Ray?
I think it's a different John Cena. I think they've made a new one.
Yeah, there's a chance it's a clone. It looks amazing, and you can't see him, but tonight we get a chance to see him for the final time, and I'm certainly going to take it in.
and you know, the GOAT, greatest of all time, is thrown around a lot. But the reason I think John is because of longevity and how long he was on top here in WWE. Some 20 years. Doing it across the board, never missing shows, 16-time champion. If he wins the Rumble tonight, he gets to call his shot at WrestleMania and maybe win a 17th world title.
Unbelievable.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the countdown show continues here at Lucas Oil Stadium in beautiful Indianapolis, Indiana. Throughout the countdown show, we're going to take a look at some of the top Royal Rumble moments over the years, including this one.
This is the year of the Heartbreak Kid. The last thing you folks are gonna see is old HB himself, the winner of the Royal Rumble.
He loves being the #1 draw because of what he's doing right now. All that much longer, he gets to strut his stuff.
You're all gonna go out at the hands of the Heartbreak Kid.
Two guys up, and it's the same two that started. Can you believe that? Wait a minute. What's the deal?
Only one of Shawn Michaels' feet hit the floor. The winner of the Royal Rumble, the Heartbreak Kid.
Shawn Michaels has won the Royal Rumble.
Tonight, from Lucas Oil Stadium.
Explain to me why I would give you this back. This is the only way that I get what I deserve.
Kevin Owens,
Cody needs to come take it.
Cody Rhodes,
I want a match where the ref can't stop what I'm gonna do to you.
for the undisputed WWE Championship.
Take that championship. Take this championship. Hang 'em high up. Ladder match.
WWE Royal Rumble.
Indianapolis, Indiana. A city where champions have marched through madness en route to the big dance. But tonight, bracketology is on the back burner. A psychology inside the squared circle takes center stage here at the Royal Rumble.
30 women, 30 men who have an opportunity to go to WrestleMania.
A high-stakes, anxiety-inducing thrill ride that'll have you on the edge of your seat.
I got goosebumps out here.
But as the superstars start to dwindle away, and exhaustion kicks in. The drive for in-ring immortality, it pushes the remaining contenders to a pivotal Rumble moment.
Here we go to head to WrestleMania.
The Final Four. The moment underdogs stare down insurmountable odds.
One of these men are going to WrestleMania to battle for the championship of their choice.
This is the moment blue chip prospects become contenders.
4 participants left.
And sharpshooters launch that buzzer-beating prayer. It's championship DNA passed down from one generation to the next. The Bloodlines dominated every era of the Royal Rumble. But the Tribal Chief is undoubtedly the program MVP. He's a 5-tool player with 5 straight Final Four appearances. This path is where memories are made and roles defined. an all-American nightmare, adding 2 chapters to his best-selling story. A generational talent with the most Final Four Rumble appearances in history. A night when careers are always altered. A night when the road to WrestleMania truly takes shape.
60,000 launch a magical weekend in the great city of Indy.
The energy, palpable, as all the stars align. And the question to be answered is, who will seize that one shining moment at the Royal Rumble?
Just come outside for the night. Take your time, get your life, shut it down. The career's more at stake when you in your prime. It's like always, they just want a peace of mind. I'm the one that introduced you to you right now. Oh my God, that's baby. Well, alright, tryna fight in the night. Come alive, and it's me. Ain't it?
We are indeed in the Triple H era. The Chief Content Officer, the brand new Hall of Famer, Paul Triple H Levesque, has arrived here at Lucas Oil Stadium for the 38th Royal Rumble. I told you before, we've got broadcasters all over this place. Saw Byron Saxton, Kathy Kelly earlier on, Jackie Redmond's here as well, and so is Peter Rosenberg. Let's check in.
Cole, thank you so very much. This is one of my favorite times on the calendar year, the Gorilla Walk at the Royal Rumble match, where, whoa, excuse me, Carmelo. Before we do that, it's him. Carmelo, if I could just get a moment. I know you're very focused right now. How are you feeling just a couple hours away from the Rumble?
Man, I'm feeling locked in. It's not every day that you get to win the Royal Rumble. You know what I mean? Last year was my first Royal Rumble. This is my second Royal Rumble, man. I'm locked in. I'm ready to go, and I won't miss.
I can't imagine that after last night, the way you treated the crowd here in Indy, you're going to be a huge crowd favorite tonight.
I'm always a huge crowd favorite, especially with Tyrese Halliburton. But what did I say that I lied? I mean, Tyrese Halliburton, man, he's not putting up the shots like Melo. And on top of that, he didn't make the All-Star team. So that's one thing that Melo would have did that Halliburton did not do. Why you got that thing so close to my face? Why is that touching my mouth?
Sorry about that, Carmelo. I'm sorry, and stay focused, okay? Thank you very much for the time. I appreciate it. Sorry about that. I got a little too close. Now, guys, back to what we were here to do, the Gorilla Walk. This is where every WWE superstar will take the walk to the Royal Rumble. Let's take a walk right now. It is an unusual sort of gorilla, very, very small today. It's going to be packed with superstars later on this evening, 30 women and, of course, 30 men in the respective Rumbles. They'll come this way and then enter this incredible stage at Lucas Oil Stadium. And you see the crowd here in Indy already filing in. My first time ever in this building, and it is amazing. It's going to be a sight to see. I got to tell you guys, too, one of the longest ramps to the ring that I've seen at a Royal Rumble in a very, very long time. Pat McAfee, I got to ask you, you've had a lot of moments in this building before, but at the end of this countdown show, when they announce you to come out to the broadcast desk, how excited are you for that one? It's going to hit a little bit different this year.
I can't wait, Peter. Great job.
Hey, I'm glad, Peter, you took that walk, because you'll never experience it ever again in
Cole,
life.
Cole doesn't mean that. Peter, we're happy you're a new father, by the way. Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Peter, you did a great job.
Thank you. You win one WrestleMania match, Cole. I'm a former champion. Either way, guys, have fun. Pat, Cole, enjoy this walk.
Have fun, Peter.
Cole, don't get blown up on this walk. It's a long one.
I'm going to be gassed at the end of that thing. This stadium has had magical moments. Peter getting introed would be the biggest.
Gentlemen, I don't know if you spent any time this week at the Superstore, but it was bustling. We were there for Fanatics Live, Tyler Breeze and I, to announce a new partnership with Topps Chrome. The first time anyone is ever able to see these Topps Chrome cards. As a collectors, I don't know if you guys know anything about card collecting, but it's hot right now. It's real hot.
Yeah.
Capital H
The
right
American
now.
Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. Today, I heard on Fanatics Live, 2 big pulls, 1 case hit, 1 awesome autograph here.
Please. I got Ariana Grace.
I think Rhea was actually begging to get your card, Pat.
Yeah, I bet. That's what everybody's hoping to pull.
Stay tuned for more this week with Tyler Breeze on Fanatics Live.
Hey, you know, this segment is presented by Topps and the all-new Topps Chrome WWE trading cards, which make their triumphant return for the first time since 2021. The set features on-card and inscription autographs with top superstars from Raw, SmackDown, and NXT, and legends, including The Rock's first licensed WWE autograph card since 1998. Scan the QR code below or go to your local hobby shop to get your hands on some packs. We also have some packs to open up here at the desk. So, Big E, lead the way. Let's see what we got.
Here we go. Wade, take one and pass it down. But we are opening these brand new Topps Chrome cards. So what you're looking for right now is if you see a numbered card, that means it's super rare. You want to set that aside. You're also looking for an autograph. You see an auto, you want to set that aside as well. So we're going to spend some time opening packs right now. This is what I've been doing the last 3 days with Tyler Breeze. These beautiful, incredible Topps Chrome cards. I'm going to show you. You want to make sure you don't damage the edges, so be very delicate with them. The collectors don't like that whatsoever. We're starting off with a Rich Holland, Tiffany Stratton, Amos, Piper, Trick. We have a Randy Orton. I got nothing special here. I mean, a lot of cards. But nothing, I'm just saying nothing to set aside. We got no autos, no numbered cards. You're looking for, it's your turn.
Wait,
come on, Wade.
cards,
Here we go.
Wait, I got some back.
I believe there is a Cody Rhodes 1-of-1 card that is worth a reputed $1 million. And if I pull that out now, I'm retiring.
You don't get to keep it. You don't keep it. Don't do it.
2025, it ain't enough
we
to
got
retire.
Hank Walker right up there in NXT. Oh, Kobe,
Trash that.
Kobe Kingston.
Put it in the
No, you
trash.
Keep that. Put that one in your pocket. Keep that. Get that
How dare
signed
you?
later. Carl Anderson. Got Idris Enofe. Love that guy.
NXT.
Lyra Valkyria. Oh, yeah, I'm keeping that one. Lola Vice, by the way.
Clean it
Kevin
up.
Nash, you can have that one. We've got a little beef historically. And Elektra Lopez. I've got some fantastic
Wow, these have
cards
been
there,
great.
but they're not worth any money.
This has been amazing. Shout out to Topps. This is electrifying.
Did you have a football card?
Yeah, I had a couple cards.
Was it the mug shot or was it you punting?
Both, I will say. And that story's all a legend, too. We know that. Here we go. Here's some cards.
Careful with those corners now.
Yep, absolutely.
Here we go.
Bang! Lash Legend, star of the future. Sonya Deville, she's kind of a very rude person, but obviously has great talent and ability. Malik Blade, ooh.
Put him with Idris Enofe.
Yeah, I want to keep
There we
that
go.
one.
Keep those two together. That's
Shinsuke
tactic.
Nakamura, love that. Kurt Angle! Yes! Pittsburgh legend. We learned about a nickname earlier this week from him for the first time. He's addressed it, doesn't love it. Bruno Sammartino, another Yinzer legend right here. Pittsburgh showing up. Becky Lynch, the man, and Roxanne Perez, who obviously the future. So
Okay, I guess it's.
I got the
That's
best
up to
ones
you.
here.
Michael, we need an auto or
Okay.
a number. If you see a number on that card, put it aside.
Okay,
Special.
here we go.
It's all on you, Mike.
Eddie Thorpe, Batista, CM Punk autograph.
We gotta see it. We're gonna auction that off. Michael, let's set that aside.
Get it on eBay.
Brooks Jensen, Maxine Dupree, Punk again, Superstar of the Year. The Miz and Sol Ruka from NXT. CM Punk
We
autograph.
got that CM Punk.
Way to go, you did it.
Catch us tomorrow on Fanatics Live in the morning.
Can someone sell this for me?
No, Fanatics
Not
Live.
eBay today.
You have enough money.
That goes
Give it
on
away.
Fanatics Live tomorrow, Michael. Don't you dare do it. Fanatics Live tomorrow, what, 11 a.m., I believe? 11 o'clock a.m. Tune in on the Fanatics Live app, and you could potentially auction, you will be involved in an auction to
I'm
win
gonna auction.
the signed.
I'm all about money.
To win the signed
that'll pay
CM
our bar
Punk
bill
top
tonight.
chrome card.
Hey,
At least the tip.
You know who's going to be here tonight? Down at one of those great suites on the field? Pat McAfee, the boys from the Pat McAfee Show, of course, on ESPN. Pat and his crew got an opportunity to revisit some history here in Indianapolis. Let's take a look.
Hell yeah.
Ah, beautiful Indianapolis, Indiana, the crossroads of America and the ultimate host city for all things sports. We have the Indy 500.
Yeet.
We got the Colts.
Yeet.
We got the Pacers.
Yeet.
We got the Fever.
Yeet.
We've had the NCAA Final Four, the NBA All-Star Game, the Big Ten Championship, the College Football National Championship, the Olympic Trials, the NFL Combines here every single year. We got it all.
Yeet, 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 yeet.
And of course, this fine program, The Pat McAfee Show, calls this wonderful city home.
Yeet!
And when it comes to the indie faction of the WWE Universe, our Hoosier hospitality is second to none. The venues have changed over the years, but the passion and excitement of this town for all things WWE cannot be denied. Let's take a trip down memory lane, shall we? Because Indy has been the site of so many unforgettable WWE milestones. Toxic Table, Boston Connor and Ty Schmidt. Let's remind some folks of the magic that's happened here.
The main event debuted here in 1988 with a blockbuster championship showdown between Andre the Giant and Hulk Hogan, complete with referee shenanigans.
How could there be two Dave Hebners?
Brother.
The greatest luchador of all time, Rey Mysterio, made his first WWE appearance in Indy. And
he's scaling the cage!
Blew our collective minds in the process.
Booyaka, booyaka!
We had the first ever Punjabi prison match.
You've got to be kidding me.
Still not exactly sure how that works. We also had the inaugural Buried Alive match.
Plenty of nightmare fuel in this one.
And of course, 2023 Fastlane, Cody Rhodes and main event Jey Uso winning the tag team titles.
A legendary moment and an even more legendary press conference.
Do you feel him, sir?
Ladies and gentlemen, the Hoosier City has seen it all, including the breakup of the Shield. When Seth Rollins smashed Roman Reigns' back with a steel chair, I was front row for that once-in-a-lifetime moment in wrestling history.
Yeet!
Indy has hosted it all: SummerSlam, Survivor Series, WrestleMania, and now we welcome the Royal Rumble. Who's gonna leave Indianapolis with a one-way ticket to the main event of WrestleMania?
The last time is now.
Possibly. Could be John Cena. Could be the Second City Saint, CM Punk. Could be Charlotte Flair or Bianca Belair. Could be our tribal chief, Roman Reigns.
Acknowledge him.
Absolutely. No matter who it is, the countdown to one of WWE's most iconic events is on. Indianapolis, are you ready to blow the roof off a beautiful Lucas Oil Stadium? Let's go!
And ladies and gentlemen, I've said this before, he is wearing his Colts blue. One of the greatest players in Colts history, an all-decade punter, going to be in the Hall of Fame someday, and he absolutely loves his adopted hometown of Indianapolis.
That's right. I was born and raised in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, went to West Virginia, and then I got drafted to this city, and these people are the greatest. I am, hell yeah. When your name's 3 syllables, the wrestling crowd will certainly pay a little love, and I appreciate that, but so many great moments in my life have happened in this stadium, and having an opportunity to be a part of our city showcasing our hosting ability and how awesome tonight's going to be for Royal Rumble is a monumental moment for me. And I'm going to try and take it all in. I enjoy it, and these people are spectacular, and they'll showcase that.
Well, I'm absolutely honored to have the opportunity tonight to sit at ringside with both Wade and Pat and call what will be my 28th Royal Rumble event, so I'm really looking forward to
28?
that tonight.
What?
Wow.
28 Royal Rumbles.
One of the matches we are looking forward to tonight is perhaps the biggest title defense of Cody Rhodes so far. Ladder match against the delusional Kevin Owens. Now, Big E, in the ladder match, you climb the ladder, you got to take the titles down in order to be the champion. No champion's advantage in this match for Cody. Did Cody go in too deep now?
A little bit, man. When I think of Kevin Owens, I think he's so well suited for matches like this. I don't think there's anyone on the roster who is as, just unafraid to take risks as Kevin Owens. He's someone who is willing to jump off the top of the ladder. He's someone who will risk life and limb to win. I have never seen him this laser focused on that title Look, I'm worried about Cody tonight. I'm worried about him walking away.
So, Wade, you obviously have a long history with Cody Rhodes. Came into the business together, spent a lot of time together. How different is Cody Rhodes now since he finished his story and is champion compared to the Cody we knew years ago?
Well, the fun side of Cody Rhodes has kind of disappeared of late for me. He used to be somebody who had wide-eyed and so focused on getting to the top of the mountain that when it happened, it's almost like he's in the role now of trying to be the perfect ambassador to WWE, and he's really burning the candle at both ends. And I think CM Punk hit on this last week on Raw when he mentioned, look, you're feeling the pressure now. I can see it in your eyes. And I actually agree with Punk. There is a change in the demeanor of Cody Rhodes, and I think he might come unglued tonight against Kevin Owens, a man whose body is built to take the kind of punishment he's going to receive in the ladder match.
It's all about the pressure of being a champion. Now, Pat and I, we were talking at ringside earlier today, getting ready for the show, and you called this, in football terms, a trap game for Cody Rhodes. Can you explain?
Yeah, there's a chance. And obviously the Jets have been this for a lot of people for a long time. But in football, there's a saying called something could be a trap game, where the big one is the next one, and kind of you can get lost in the one that's immediately in front of you. But if you lose that one, the big one doesn't matter anymore. So it's a trap. You kind of fall into this trap of not thinking it's as important as maybe the next one. This is for the title. This is a ladder match in Lucas Oil Stadium in front of 65,000 people. And all anybody wants to talk about is who's going to win the Royal Rumble and face Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania. He better look out for tonight in this stadium, anywhere in this stadium. Kevin Owens is a madman. And to your point, Big E, he's probably the best suited human being for a ladder match in a stadium. And that's tough for Cody. He's got to make sure he wins this.
And what this means tonight is obviously the championship. But if you win this match, more than likely, you're going to defend the title in the main event at WrestleMania.
That's massive. And Cody's been there. He's been there. But I think, I don't want to spend too much time harping on this, but I think what Wade said, I see a Cody who is the first one in, the last one out. I see a bit of the life draining from him because people talk about, having the title means a lot from bell to bell in the ring, but also the vast list of responsibilities that come with being world champion. It's long.
The final point I want to make, and you guys will understand this because you're both former champions, it's a lot easier to be the hunter than the hunted. And that's what Cody Rhodes is tonight. Well, ladies and gentlemen, coming up next, we have a very exclusive interview. Our own Jackie Redmond had the opportunity to sit down with the voice of the voiceless, the Second City Saint, CM Punk, earlier this week. Punk obviously is obsessed with winning the Royal Rumble, not only because he got injured last year, but of course he wants to, for the very first time in his career, main event WrestleMania. We are inside the Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis. It's filling up, 65,000 plus expected tonight. The countdown show for the Royal Rumble rolls on.
Kevin, I don't have many friends in this business. I consider you one of them.
Cody decided to team with Kevin Owens' arch enemy, Roman Reigns.
Kevin. Kevin.
Kevin!
Cody Rhodes deserves everything he's got coming to him.
You're obsessed with this idea of being a victim, and you blame me for that.
Is this a warning? Is this a sign? Should I keep my mouth shut like you never lied?
You finally did pull the trigger, just on the wrong guy. You crossed the line.
'Cause I hope that you know when you're broken, I'm broken too.
You say I crossed the line, but I loved Randy Orton. I hate you.
Everything that's happened is your fault.
I don't think you hate me. I think you hate yourself. And this lesson, I'm gonna beat it into you.
What happened to me is a travesty. I was screwed out of winning that championship. I should be standing here, WWE champion.
I'm the true champion! You want a match where the ref doesn't screw you? Great. I want a match where the ref can't stop what I'm gonna do to you. Ladder match!
You can only push a man so much until they snap. But the good news is, I haven't snapped yet. You don't want me to snap.
You want a shot at this championship? Come and get it.
You come at the king, you best not miss.
I am the true WWE champion. You are delusional. You will never be on my level. I know the lengths you're willing to go. There is not a single line I won't cross either. Everything you got, it's coming to me, and I am taking it from you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, WWE made an impact around the Indianapolis community. Leading up to tonight's Royal Rumble, WWE superstars recognized 3 local nonprofits as community champions, hosted a Boys and Girls Club Center renovation project, and brought Make-A-Wish families around the city for an unforgettable experience.
Ahead of the anticipated Royal Rumble in Indianapolis, WWE had the opportunity to make an impact outside the stadium.
We're having a good time here.
WWE honored local nonprofit organizations as the newest community champions.
I cannot thank the WWE enough for the recognitions that they have given to these wonderful organizations.
How's everybody feeling today?
WWE superstars also led a renovation project at the Boys and Girls Club and provided Make-A-Wish families with an unforgettable experience across the city.
For us, this is the cool stuff.
It's been just an incredible week in Indianapolis. Big E, by the way, I just learned, Big E took my autographed CM Punk card. He took off with it somewhere. I'm supposed to get proceeds from this thing, and I don't know where he's selling it.
He's auctioning it tomorrow on Fanatics Live. He told that to you 15 times. You refused to listen because you were
Big E, do I get some proceeds from this thing? Oh.
We need the money for the bar tab, E. That's how this is supposed to work.
Hey, that way Fitting doesn't have to pay for it.
Yeah.
Hey, look who's here.
Hey! What's going on? How about Indy, Pat? I mean, how about Indy?
We got the Friday Night SmackDown team. Tess and Wade, of course, Pat and I on Raw on Netflix. Joe, how excited are you to be at your first Rumble as an announcer, although you've been to many over the years?
Yeah, I've always come as a fan and enjoyed it. I always feel pound for pound, Royal Rumble, the best PLE for serving the fans. I want to say one thing, though, because you guys should be so proud of this guy right here. No, hold on a second. We were talking about it at dinner the other night. To think that 7 years ago, you and I were like at an NXT just hanging as fans.
Yeah.
And now, not just your energy that you've brought to this sports entertainment, but but the influence you've brought, that all of a sudden this is now in your hometown.
Yeah.
And by the way, he will never admit this, but the reason the Royal Rumble is in Indianapolis is because of Pat McAfee.
That's right.
No. Enough. It's because of these people. Just like Tyrese said last night on SmackDown. He said Indianapolis has earned this. Anytime the WWE came to town, I was at the shows. No problem. Thank you. These people will always show up for the WWE. You're talking about deep history in loving professional wrestling. I just got added to this community when I got drafted here, so I'm incredibly pumped that we're going to have the biggest Royal Rumble here in Indianapolis, Indiana. This city has earned it, and they love it.
And because of this new partnership between Indianapolis and the WWE, guess what's coming in a few years?
What's that?
WrestleMania! We got another big match coming up tonight on the Royal Rumble. It is for the tag titles. They're the former champs on Friday Night SmackDown. Shelly and Sabin, the Motor City Machine Guns are here. They are going to take on the current champs from SmackDown, WWE Tag Team Champions, Ciampa and Gargano, DIY.
Best of three. Gonna be great.
Motor City Machine Guns. Big moment, 2 out of 3 falls against DIY, an opportunity at revenge tonight.
Well, I'll tell you right now, a 2 out of 3 falls matchup for most of us in the locker room is our worst nightmare. You need a deep, deep fuel tank. The great thing about the Motor City Machine Guns, and indeed DIY, they are 4 of the biggest cardio machines this industry has ever seen. It is going to be a marathon out there. And yeah, Motor City Machine Guns, with their history, with their reputation, they need the gold back.
I've never been ringside for the Motor City Machine Guns. Obviously, I know DIY very well. We're talking electricity, right? I mean, this is going to be an electrifying
No doubt about it. They're going to pull out all the stops. The kind of technique that those 4 guys possess, the kind of 20-year deep careers at the top they have, it's going to be mind-blowing stuff that we
You know, every time we're sitting there ringside and we're calling one of their matches, I am always blown away by the pace of the match, the speed, the synchronicity. They are so wildly entertaining, but the speed by which they work just blows me away.
And there's some cool, really cool stats when it comes to these guys. Wade and I were talking about this today. DIY won their NXT Tag Team Champions against their titles against Revival at TakeOver in a 2 out of 3 falls match. Gargano won his NXT Championship in a 2 out of 3 falls match. And the Motor City Machine Guns won their TNA Tag Team Championship in a 2 out of 3 falls match.
Absolutely.
So both teams, Joe, have history in this type of match.
Yeah, and it's good that you mentioned the history going back to other promotions that they've been in, because no matter where they've shown up, they have that championship pedigree and experience. And as soon as they arrived at WWE, they got it. They got gold. Then DIY does what they did in early December, and now they've been chasing him. Could be the night that they get the revenge.
I was lucky to be in those buildings at those takeovers
Yeah.
when DIY had all their success. You're talking about massive fight field. You're talking about electricity that is palpable. I think they're going to be excited for tonight, just like the Motor City Machine Guns.
No doubt about it. The thing you've got to remember, the reason why DIY have held on to the championships for the past couple of months has been in large part because they've cheated, because the fact that Pretty Deadly have been helping them out. Now, I don't blame them for that, but last night on SmackDown, Pretty Deadly said, we are out. We're not being walked over anymore. You're on your own tonight, and that could spell trouble for DIY.
You know, Joe mentioned chasing your dream, right? That's something that CM Punk's been doing for many years in WWE. He's never main evented WrestleMania. He's never won the Royal Rumble. He hopes to do that tonight. Earlier this week, he had an opportunity to sit down with our own Jackie Redmond for a very interesting conversation.
CM Punk and the Royal Rumble, they're kind of synonymous with each other for a couple of major reasons in your career, right? I mean, 2014, that Royal Rumble sort of marked what a lot of people, yourself included, thought was the end of your time in WWE. Do you think about 2014?
Yeah, I think about that a lot. I'm actually nervous talking about it because we legitimately litigated this. So it's, you know, so talking about it. I mean, at one point you weren't allowed to say the word CM Punk in this company. You know, I was he who should not be named, you know, and I think that Royal Rumble was probably a big part of that.
So you go back to last year, right? You're at the Royal Rumble and the tricep injury happens. What was going through your mind at that time?
I'm fighting Cody I'm fighting Gunther, and the biggest fight was with myself. I was fighting heartbreak. For the short term, I gave myself like a good 8-minute cry before I called my wife and told her like, hey, I got hurt.
What did she say what in that initial, like, this worst case scenario just happened?
Just come home, I'll take care of you. We'll get over it, we'll get through it. That's what she does for me.
Fix you up.
Yeah, always has my back.
What was the silver lining of that sort of worst case scenario for you? Was there one?
More oftentimes than not, it's losing, and it's the worst thing that ever happened to you is what gives you perspective and teaches you more about where you're going.
You know that I'm going to ask you about the favor.
Okay. Yeah.
And I've asked you before. I ask you pretty much every time I see you.
Yeah, I know. A lot
Is
of people
there
do.
any chance that you are willing to give any insight as to what this favor that Paul Heyman now owes you is about?
No.
I mean, I knew you were gonna say that, and it still bothers me so much. But I have to ask, so my follow-up then is this. Can you give us a when?
No, because I never know when I'm gonna actually need to cash it in. The sneaking suspicion is that everyone thinks it's somehow connected to somebody else that Paul is close with, but we'll find out.
When you were away, what was your relationship with Paul like then? Did you have one?
No, Paul was one of the guys, we would talk very intermittently. It was a rough time for relationships back then, and Paul was kind of no exception.
So when did that relationship come back to, or when did that journey to that relationship kind of coming back to its center start? When you came back?
When I came back, yeah.
Wow.
It's like that, yeah.
Do you remember what your first interaction with Paul was like in person?
Just probably like a really long, for other people, uncomfortable hug, I think. I think everyone was probably just like, when's this gonna stop, you know?
An extended, long, uncomfortable.
Yeah, long.
For everyone except you two hug.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, you guys are tight, huh?
A little bit.
Well, we started this conversation talking about the devastation of last year's Royal Rumble. Now you're getting ready for this one. What if you go through all of this training and getting ready and you go out there and it just doesn't happen? You don't get that W. How does CM Punk feel in that moment if you come up short?
I mean, I can tell you how I feel. I've come up short in every single Rumble I've ever done. I've never won a Royal Rumble. So I don't know what it feels like to win. I can tell you what it feels like to lose. It feels empty. But again, this business is a runaway freight train. There's always next year. There's different roads to take. I'm just confident that this is the one that's going to bear fruit.
And what if you do reach the top of the mountain, you do win your first Royal Rumble, and you get to point to the WrestleMania sign? Have you thought about that moment and what it might feel like?
Not until just now, and I'll be very honest with you. That's a scarier thought to me than losing.
Why?
Because I haven't experienced it. What if I do get there? What if I win the Rumble? Great. What if I main event WrestleMania? My entire career, that has been my dream, and I accomplished that. Maybe a little bit scared that what I have in my heart for this business goes away or fades. Maybe what makes CM Punk so great is his constant hunger. The instant that Static hits and Cult of Personality plays, I will be ready. That's what Best in the World is always about.
You can actually catch an extended part of that interview on WWE's social channels as well. Now, CM Punk, one of 29 that is hoping to win the Royal Rumble match here tonight and punch their ticket to take on the champion of their choice at WrestleMania. I want to run around the table a little bit here and start with Joe. Joe, looking at the field and who we know is in so far, and of course there are some slots we don't know, who do you think is going to win this thing?
I'll give you a final four that I think it comes down to. Drew, Punk, Roman, Seth. Roll the dice at that point.
All-star. Wade?
Yeah, I'm going fully into Drew McIntyre. The guy has been on a mental spiral for a long, long time. He's had a little bit of beef with me. He's had a bit of beef with pretty much everybody. The only thing that's ever going to pull him out of that funk is victory tonight at the Royal Rumble, then going on to WrestleMania and getting rid of all his demons by winning the WWE Championship.
Feels like a CM Punk story, you know, in a situation, and what's kind of built him would be a massive win, or seeing John Cena win.
Wow.
A Royal Rumble, and his final Royal Rumble. What was that first PLE after COVID where we had no fans and we had fans? It was down in Texas. I forget the exact place. John Cena came out.
It was in Fort Worth, Money in the Bank.
That was the first time I got a chance to experience the Cena, okay? And just what he has done to the business, what he is. As soon as he enters that thing, the altitude's going to change a bit, and everybody's going to feel that. So I'm thinking we can't see in the winner tonight.
And again, if Cena wins, he has an opportunity to fight for his 17th world title, which would set the record. Now, for me, I've got a favorite and I've got a dark horse. Now, the favorite, of course, is the man who's entering the Royal Rumble for the very first time in 5 years. That's because he was champion over the last 4 years in the Rumble. That would be this man, Roman Reigns, the original tribal chief. But I do have a dark horse, and this is the guy you guys got to experience firsthand last night. We got to experience at Saturday night's main event. I believe that Jacob Fatu has an opportunity to shock the world tonight.
If you get the eyes, the drool, the fear. Hey, I just got to say one thing before I say goodbye. I don't know how you're concentrating with a guy who's sitting right there that looks just like he's impersonating you right there.
He's dressed like a wild animal.
At some point, he's got to make air.
But with that being said, you know, there's a lot of wild animals out here. Obviously, I love the WWE Universe. I appreciate you taking the time to look like that, pal. You look better than I do. But whenever you see Fatu, you see this, I don't want to say what, you know, because he is the Samoan werewolf, but he looks like a wild animal. Looks like nobody can stop him. He did, what, 6 springboard moonsaults on the Braun Strowman after busting his head. Nobody could stop him in the building. He's special. I mean, I don't even know how I overlooked him and said John Cena, because if Fatu's in it, who's going to stop him? Nobody.
And I agree with that completely. The one person we haven't mentioned is a guy who has shocked us consistently on his rare appearances in WWE. That is Logan Paul. The fact that he's going to be in the back. And it would be the most hated winner of the Royal Rumble of all time. And I guarantee you Logan Paul would love to make history by being that guy.
Hold on. What, if we're going to be talking about people, what about Jey Uso riding quite a yeet wave right now? And these people everybody loves to yeet all over every building we're in.
You getting up on the table tonight?
I don't know. It depends if my hamstrings hold out. Hey, we got plenty more to come, including coming up next, one of my good friends. He's a Hall of Famer. Bubba Ray Dudley is in the house on the Countdown Show. But right now, let's take you to another great Royal Rumble moment.
The time is now. The Royal Rumble. It's Stone Cold. Triple H from behind. Austin cost Triple H the WWE title earlier tonight. Triple H returning the favor. Come on, Austin. He's never even gotten into the ring. And Rikishi trying to assault Austin. Austin's in. How's he doing this? Look at Austin, he's looking straight at The Rock. Rock's going over. We're down to 2. Goodbye, Rattlesnake! Can he win his 3rd Royal Rumble match? Oh! Kane is out! Stone Cold! He's bloody! He's battered! But he's going to WrestleMania!
On March 1st, lock in for a historic night. John Cena's last time in Toronto.
It doesn't get any bigger than this. If you want some, come get some.
WWE Elimination Chamber from Toronto, Canada. Tickets on sale now.
That's you, dog.
That is me.
You coming to help me out? You coming to help me out?
Maybe.
I can't remember this that good.
I
know
don't
you coming to help me
remember.
out.
Well, he looks interesting. 26. He always has an easy.
I'm glad JD gone, because you'd have really got on him. Right?
Oh my God.
I didn't want you to get hurt anymore. Gunther was just stomping on your head. I had to, like, stop it.
He's actually not too bad. That was funny. I don't mind it. DP, you're a good guy.
I'm hurt. I'm like...
Hey, man, you were friends with Miz at that time, and now you're not. Things change.
I was in Judgment Day.
All right. Going against my better judgment, but my issues are with management, the fans, the guys in the locker room. You guys got to make a living, so I'm going to do you a solid, even though I don't do pre-recorded material. Don't make me sound like a fool.
Wow.
Here's Punk.
Number 27. Here I come. Look at it. Fresh gear. Super excited. Almost clean shaven. It's clobbering time.
Don't edit my words to change the narrative. I know Punk did this as well, so don't make me look like a fool. Make him look good. Even if that's the agenda people are pushing on you, because I'm going to hunt you down. And I know where you all live. And I know where you work.
I mean, you're getting to see me mix it up with some people for the first time. You're getting to see me, you know, redo some stuff from years past.
Wow, look at him go. Extra spring in his step.
What's fun about the Royal Rumble is now everybody in this ring right now, with 2 more people to come, got a chance at winning this thing. And every second that ticks by, I think your chances increase. Here comes nobody's favorite wrestler, Drew McIntyre, number 29. Gosh.
That's what a man's supposed to look like.
Picks the penultimate number in the Rumble. Still drops the ball. He's a big SOB though, isn't he? And it may not look like it because I'm flat on the mat right now after eating a big right hand from Drew McIntyre, but having the time of my life right here.
About 57 minutes into the match, somebody's hopes and dreams get dashed. I'm not talking about dashing Cody Rhodes.
Oh, Shining Wizard. And my world comes crashing down.
That's the peak. It's not getting any higher than this.
Instantly knew I tore my tricep.
Oh, gotta wonder what's going through his head right now.
There was about a silver dollar-sized hole in my tricep that I instantly sunk 2 fingers into, so I knew it was gone.
A 47-year-old man tore his tricep.
Stop the presses.
Oh, wow. Gee, I wonder why. Man hasn't wrestled in 35 years. Come back for the first time. Tears his tricep.
Right.
Oh, gee whiz. I wonder why.
It was the opposite of what I wanted to have happen. So now I'm dealing with all kinds of fun emotions.
We didn't like to see the rest of this. If we could just replay the DDT over and over, that'd be cool. Thank you.
Oh boy, we are less than an hour away from kicking off the Royal Rumble. Welcome back to the Countdown Show. We are live in Indianapolis, the home of the Indianapolis Colts. It's also the home of the largest single-day sporting event in the entire world, the Indy 500, which is oh so fitting because this is one of the biggest events on the entire WWE calendar. The 38th Royal Rumble in WWE history is less than 60 minutes away. It is the official start of the road to WrestleMania, and as is tradition, we love our numbers, we love our stats. This is a fan favorite package, so without further ado, here is Royal Rumble by the numbers.
Oh, yeah.
The Royal Rumble. It's a stage that defines a moment in time.
Rey Mysterio did it!
Greatest moment in my life.
Woo! John Cena is number 30!
The road to WrestleMania begins with 30 men vying for the chance of a lifetime. A world championship match in the main event of WrestleMania.
We've witnessed 1,370 superstars compete in this event, but only 36, a staggering 2.6% of participants, have actually won the match. Of the 35 winners, 22 have gone on to win a world championship at WrestleMania, including the American Nightmare.
Cody Rhodes is going to WrestleMania!
Last year, the American Nightmare
finished the story
and win the undisputed WWE Championship, making the success rate from Royal Rumble winner to championship gold increase to 61%. Superstars always fight to make their mark and create memorable moments. But some competitors might have a blink and you miss it moment.
When did he land? 1 second! I wasn't ready!
Some superstars are ready to get in the action at a moment's notice, and you never know who's gonna show up when their number is called.
A jackass has entered the Royal Rumble! The phenomenal one!
We've witnessed many mind-blowing returns, and this year will be no different. When the greatest of all time, John Cena, just 2,561 days removed from his last Royal Rumble, will join the fray.
You want some? Come get some!
Roman Reigns, the undisputed OTC, enters the Rumble for the first time in 5 years. If he eliminates 29 opponents, he'll earn his 10th spot in the WrestleMania main event, further cementing his dominance.
Royal Rumble, acknowledge me!
The road to WrestleMania fittingly starts in the racing capital of the world, Indianapolis, with over 60,000 fans in attendance. And making it across the finish line as the victor can serve as a career launching pad. 11 competitors have won their first WWE World title as a direct result of winning the Royal Rumble. This year, the showcase of the Immortals takes over Sin City. 30 men vying for the chance of a lifetime. Who will hit the jackpot and secure the opportunity of a lifetime to headline WrestleMania 41? Oh, you know when you hear that buzzer that we are officially on the road to WrestleMania. It is a beautiful sunny day here in Indianapolis, Indiana. Lucas Oil Stadium is the site of the 38th annual Royal Rumble, and the countdown, oh, it is on. Fans continuing to pile into the stadium. The countdown to Royal Rumble is presented by Cricket with fast and powerful nationwide 5G coverage. You can stress less and smile more. The fans are getting more and more excited as we get closer to showtime. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the countdown to Royal Rumble. Jackie Redmond and Peter Rosenberg tagging in for Michael Cole and Pat McAfee. You are a new father. Congratulations.
Thank you, thank
and,
you.
welcome to the show. How have you been enjoying it so far?
Listen, it's hard to leave your 2-week-old daughter. The Royal Rumble is the one thing that's getting me out of the house. I could not miss this. This is my favorite event of the year, too, to echo Tess from earlier. So much excitement, so many possibilities today, guys.
And that's really what it's all about, right? Opportunity, all caps. That is what the Royal Rumble is all about. It is a chance for 30 men and 30 women to punch their ticket to the main event of WrestleMania. I talk about this being my favorite event of the year as well. For you guys who are wrestlers, who have competed in all of these different events, where is this for WWE superstars? Is it as big as WrestleMania? Because for me, it is.
Yeah, it's definitely up there. I think so. It starts the road to WrestleMania, something we often talk about. But the excitement, seeing legends like John Cena back, and also, wondering who from the past might come back. I know Wade for many years was predicting that Papa Shango would come back. I remember you
This is
famously
the
getting in
year.
trouble doing it. Barbara Shango
It's
this year.
happening. It's
Barbara
happening.
this year. Barbara
I got
Shango.
an official.
I can't wait. I can't wait. But no, I love it because you never know what you're going to get at Royal Rumble.
And it's speculation season, right? Like fans love to speculate about who could possibly come back, who they want to see come back. Wait, Barrett, who do you want to see? If you could pick any surprise person to come back.
Well, I mean, Papa Shango is the obvious
That's the
answer,
only answer, okay.
you never know. I'll say this. Let's say last night on SmackDown, we had a special guest sat at ringside. It was Stephanie McMahon. Now imagine if Stephanie McMahon decided, you know what, today I am going to get back in the ring and compete in the Women's Royal Rumble. It could happen. You never know. She's in town.
She is in town. You know who else is in town? Charlotte Flair, who is coming back to WWE. It is not often that we see the Queen without gold around her waist. She is quintessential championship material. What are her odds here tonight of coming out on top in her return and booking her ticket to the main event?
Well, I mean, I think two things. I think number one, if the Queen is involved, there's always a possibility she's the one who ends up getting the win. She's that savvy. She's the most decorated women's champion of all time for a reason, maybe shy of the fabulous Moolah. There's no one greater than Charlotte Flair, so she's always there. And also, the fact that we found out a week ago that Charlotte would be here also got my mind spinning about, well, who else are we going to see tonight then? Because we know Charlotte's here.
I know, and she has famously sparred with her former best friend, someone who happens to be married to someone we call Freakin'. Maybe we see the return of one Becky Lynch.
But by the way, the possibilities are endless for who we could see tonight. That's one of the things that makes it amazing. But
that's another name that has been put out there.
They're saying a name.
They're saying
a name repeatedly.
They're saying AJ Lee.
They
That's
are.
what they're saying.
And listen, there's always going to be speculation when these moments happen, but we don't have to speculate. John Cena's in the Royal Rumble.
Well, that's exactly where I was going next. We know that Charlotte Flair is here. We also know that John Cena is in the Royal Rumble. We've been calling it one of the most stacked Royal Rumbles of all time. He is one of the major reasons why we've been saying that. It also marks the final Royal Rumble of his career. So with that, let's throw to this and John Cena's return to WWE and his farewell tour, if you will.
There is a difference between sight and vision. What we see or don't, and what we understand or can't. We've seen him for so long. First, emerging and rising. Then, winning and dominating. Always commanding and compelling. But it's what he sees now, not what was, but what still can be. Not the glories past, but the triumph ahead. That takes vision. To imagine the possible, and through will and nerve and belief, to see it through. Who else could have glimpsed John Cena's path? Just 3 years after making his debut, he was a WWE champion. Along the way, so many changes and challenges. From his first Royal Rumble victory in 2008 to WrestleMania 29, where he conquered The Rock.
John Cena achieves redemption.
To the Royal Rumble in 2017.
Sweet 16 for John Cena.
Matching Ric Flair for most in WWE history.
The champ is here!
Through the color combinations and the bold proclamations.
I believe in hustle, in loyalty, in respect.
Through the memories and milestones.
John has granted more wishes than any other celebrity in the history of the Make-A-Wish Foundation.
Last month, Cena announced what may be a final wish of his own.
The best way to say thank you to you is win the Royal Rumble and make history at WrestleMania.
One more ambition, improbable and bold. It's been more than 2,900 days since he last held a WWE championship. Almost 2,500 days since his last victory on this stage. He's appeared in 8 Royal Rumbles. But this is unlike any before, because it's the final. Is it the finish to his journey? The closing of a career? Or will he find a way one more time to prove himself right?
I'm going to win the Royal Rumble!
To show us the difference between what we can't see and what he truly believes.
You never give up. You pick yourself up, you brush yourself off, you push forward, you move on. That is what I believe.
Between the limits of our sight and the proof of his vision.
There's very few people who have the ability to rise to the occasion every single time. Big match, John Cena is one of those guys.
You want some? Come get some!
We shall see together.
John Cena is back. You will, in fact, see him tonight in the Royal Rumble. And obviously, I've seen so much John Cena merch on fans tonight. The people are excited, Ian, understandably so.
Absolutely. I mean, this man has left an indelible mark on the business. You talk about someone who has the most Make-A-Wish fulfillments, not just in WWE, in our industry, of all time, across sports and entertainment. What he means to men, to women, to kids, to people of all ages is really incredible. Wade, we have been on the roster, we've been on Raw, we've been on SmackDown, seeing so much of John Cena's run over the last 15, 20 years. We've been along for so much of the ride, seeing the pop, seeing the big moments, and this is the culmination of it all this final year.
And there's a hell of a lot of people, the fan base especially, who are excited for the return of John Cena. But John Cena, I'm afraid I've got some bad news. John Cena is not currently battle-tested, battle-hardened. It's a big ask to spend so much time out of the ring and suddenly come back and win the Royal Rumble of all events. This is in danger of turning into the John Cena Nostalgia Tour. Basically a throwback to what John Cena used to be. And believe me, there are 29 guys in the Royal Rumble tonight outside of John Cena. Even if they don't win the Royal Rumble match itself, to eliminate John Cena tonight is a win in and of itself. John Cena in big trouble in the Royal Rumble.
I have 3 words. Sounds like hate. Wade, sounds like you're still mad about the chairs piled on top of you all those years ago.
He won't let it go.
John Cena came back to set the record. He will become the most decorated champion in history. I'm sorry, Nature Boy, I love you. John is going to do it.
A lot of people drinking Kool-Aid around here.
It tastes great.
Listen, it's good Kool-Aid, and it's been Kool-Aid for John Cena's entire career.
That's right.
All right, so we're going to keep drinking the John Cena Kool-Aid as he chases history over the course of his farewell tour. And I understand Kathy Kelly is backstage with a superstar that has already made history in their career. Kathy?
Yeah, guys, I'm here with WWE World Heavyweight Champion Gunther, and this year marks the biggest, most star-studded Royal Rumble of all time. I know you are going to be keeping a close eye on that match, but is there anyone in particular that you're hoping gets the win tonight and faces you at WrestleMania?
I don't think I need to keep a close eye today because, to me, I predict one thing. Whoever wins today, and it is packed with stars like never seen before, but whoever wins today is not going to challenge me. He's going to challenge Cody, because Cody is the easier opponent in my opinion. And I think to everybody in there, I'm the bigger threat, and I'm the real test of passion for them. But I think overall, the Royal Rumble is a spectacular match, and I myself actually hold the record, so much to you doing your research, for the longest lasting competitor in a Royal Rumble of all time. And it's an opportunity for everybody that gets in early to really show heart and really show passion and put on a performance of a lifetime that, can really accelerate their career.
Well, as you don't perceive anyone in the Royal Rumble match as a threat, is there anyone that you just predict will have maybe as long of a time in that match as you have in the past?
You know what I predict? Exact same thing that happens since weeks here. There will come a time in that match where all those big egos and all those characters will clash. And they all have the drama going on with each other. And I'm excited to see how that plays out. I'm going to lean back, and tonight I'm going to find out who's going to challenge Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your time.
As usual, Gunther completely unfazed. How about this? We got a huge guest joining us after the break. Bubba Ray Dudley, WWE Hall of Famer, is here. We're going to talk all things Royal Rumble. We'll talk ladders. We'll talk his brand new show on A&E. It's all coming up next on the Countdown to Royal Rumble. All right, as you know, when WWE enters your city, we take over. And this week, we've got lots of signs all around Indianapolis featuring our WWE superstars. We've seen Rhea Ripley take a photo with her sign. We've seen the Yeet Master, Jey Uso, and his son post a selfie by the Jey Uso sign. It's all because the Royal Rumble is the official road to WrestleMania, and we are taking over Indianapolis.
The Motor City Machine Guns came to the WWE to make a statement. That's exactly what we did when we won the WWE Tag Team Championships in our third match here.
They did it! I can't believe it! Shelley and Sabin in just their third match in WWE, winning the tag team titles.
But of course, it's gonna rub some people the wrong way. We know that. But the one person I didn't expect it from...
Long overdue. Happy for you, bro.
A low blow by Gargano. Shelley cannot believe what Gargano just did. And a super kick to his longtime friend, Alex Shelley.
You know what makes it even worse? When it's someone you've known for years. When it's someone who has been up and down the same roads as you, experienced all the same things just to make it to the WWE. Everything we've been through, Johnny Gargano, thrown away. For what? For the WWE Tag Team Championships.
18 years and one super kick, and our entire relationship is gone. Just like that. That's not the same Johnny Gargano that I broke into the industry. You made the biggest mistake of your life. Me and Tommaso have made it our mission to prove that DIY are the best tag team in the world. But it's hard to make that claim without those WWE tag team titles around our waist.
Then enter Motor City Machine Guns, red carpet and all, jumping straight to the front of the line, taking our spot. And in the midst of the chaos, all anybody could talk about is, oh my God, Alex Shelley and his mentorship with Johnny Gargano. And while they were all looking left, we took the step right, because we were always 2 steps ahead.
And I told the world I was gonna do whatever it takes.
Ever it takes.
So right the wrong and get those titles back. Best tag team in the world. BTT, ITW, DIY, baby. You may have forgotten who the hell the Motor City Machine Guns are.
Your favorite tag team's favorite tag team.
Unmatched cohesion, 2 bodies, 1 mind.
Great teams are always on the same page. The Motor City Machine Guns practically in the same syllable.
It's obvious why they have been a top tag team around the world for the past 20 years.
3-time TNA Wrestling Tag Team Champions.
Multi-time tag team champions around the world.
Everywhere the Guns have competed, they have tasted great success.
Everything they've done for tag team wrestling, I'm glad they finally got their flowers. Unfortunately, it came at their funeral.
We know you have been doing everything in your power to avoid giving us another match.
And at the Royal Rumble, we're gonna challenge for the WWE Tag Team titles in a 2 out of 3 falls match. Are you kidding me?
We don't plan on leaving Indianapolis empty-handed.
We are going to get our tag team titles back. In a 2 out of 3 falls match means we're gonna show everybody why we're the best tag team in the WWE. Once we beat you 2 times in a row,
we're walking out of Lucas Oil Stadium the same way we're walking in. You're WWE Tag Team Champions.
We are now 34 minutes away from kicking off the 38th annual Royal Rumble here in Indianapolis, Indiana, and I have it on good authority that the women's Royal Rumble match will be kicking off the festivities tonight here inside Lucas Oil Stadium. Over 65,000 understandably so with that. Let's go backstage to Kathy Kelly.
Yeah, thanks so much, guys. I'm waiting to interview The Miz, who is currently inside picking his Royal Rumble entrance number with WWE officials. So we were just the man of the hour. Now, Miz, you have over a dozen entrants into the Royal Rumble and only 2 eliminations. So how do you think you'll fare this year?
Try again, Kathy.
Another question. Okay. What number did you pull?
Do you think I'm going to tell you? Element of surprise, Kathy. Look, I know that no one has me picked to win the Royal Rumble, but no one had me picked to be Mr. Money in the Bank, and I did it twice. No one had me to win the WWE Championship, and I did it twice. No one had me in the main event of WrestleMania, and after tonight, after I win the Royal Rumble, I will main event WrestleMania twice. Because, let's face it, when I am underestimated, that is when I am the biggest threat. Because I'm The Miz, and I'm awesome!
Thank you so much for your time. The Miz, more confident than we've seen him in a while. Let's head out to Byron Saxton in the Cricket Fan Zone.
Hey guys, I'm in the concourse area of the Lucas Oil Stadium, and I'm trying to find out where I can get some solid predictions on the men's Royal Rumble match. So I think I located the hot spot. It's the Cricket Fan Zone, which is literally crazy right now. We got fans all over the place. What's up, man? You hyped about tonight? So I got to go to the people, and I have to ask the hard-hitting question. So what's up, Rose? What's up? You look good. That is a favorite. That is a favorite. But as you see, this young lady is excited to see Charlotte. But number one, what's your name?
Madison.
And Madison, who do you think is going to win the men's Royal Rumble match?
Roman Reigns.
Ooh. Popular choice. Popular choice. But right here, we have a pair of twins. What's your name?
Rowan.
And?
Lannon.
So sometimes twins dress alike, but do they think alike? Who do you think is going to win the men's Royal Rumble match?
CM Punk.
We got a CM Punk. They chant every time we say the name. And
John Cena.
John Cena. Okay. All right. We got a yeeter here, so I think I know who he's going to pick. What's your name, sir?
Henry.
Henry, who's going to win?
Best in the world, CM Punk.
He's a Jey Uso fan who just chose CM Punk. Okay, that's all right. That's okay. All right. We have my man here. What's your name, sir?
My name is Najee.
And Najee actually won the cricket sweepstakes. He earned a free trip here to Indianapolis for the Royal Rumble. Najee, tell them who is punching their ticket to WrestleMania.
The man who should have won it last year, the best in the world, CM Punk. CM Punk. CM Punk.
So clearly, the resounding favorite is CM Punk. But listen, we got plenty of time to see how it plays out. I don't know, you don't know. We're all gonna have a fun time watching it. Guys, back to you.
Great stuff, Byron. Thanks for that. Lots of favorites in that field, if you ask me. All right, Cosmo's rewriting the rules to create an experience like never before. You can immerse yourself in a shared reality. WWE fans in Dallas will be right in the action at Cosm. All right, welcome back to the countdown to the Royal Rumble show here in Indianapolis. There are signs everywhere. We got signs for KO, for Punk, for Jey Uso. But how about Hall of Famer Bubba Ray Dudley in the house? Welcome to the show.
Busted Open's own
Woo!
Ray Dudley.
Thank you. Hey, before we get started, I gotta say this. I gotta give credit where credit's due. I gotta give props. For the longest time, the Dudley Boys were the most decorated tag team in the history of the WWE. It is my pleasure
to be sitting next to one half. I know they don't love your guys right now, but my pleasure to be sitting next to one half of the most decorated tag team in the history of the WWE. I'm glad you guys broke our record.
Thank you so much, my man. I appreciate you. And it's crazy to think we shared the ring, what, a decade ago? I think it was 2015, 2016, around that time. But it was really an honor to share the ring with you. But since we have you, you are a tag team expert. You have spent so much of your career as a tag team member. I want to talk about this tag team match. We have a great match. In fact, there's a little tidbit that I think I just recently learned. So there's only been one man to kick out of the 3D. That man is Chris Sabin.
I just put you over, and you just had to remind me of the worst moments of my career. Yes, I am very familiar with the Motor City Machine Guns, wrestling them dozens of times in TNA, a tag team that I am really excited about, very happy to see finally in the WWE. Exciting team. One of the things that I talked about on Busted Open was how much I was looking forward to this tag team match, this 2 out of 3 falls match. The DIY and the Motor City Machine Guns, I know we got the men trouble, I know we got the women trouble, I know we got Cody and Kevin, but this tag team match could steal the show.
Well, isn't that one of the things you have to love so much? Just to be a complete shill for a moment. It's one of the things you have to love about WWE right now. Because we have these huge marquee matches, the Rumble matches, but these, if you're a wrestling fan, a wrestler, a true, this is for you, right? You get to see DIY and the Motor City Machine Guns. It's a dream match.
I'm very partial to tag team wrestling.
Is that true?
I'm proud of what me and my brother Devon were able to do. I'm proud of what the New Day were able to do. And these guys, DIY and the Motor City Machine Guns, are following right in their footsteps. I'm telling you, these 4 men will tear the house down tonight at the Royal Rumble.
Now, we mentioned the Royal Rumble match. Something I learned earlier that blew my mind was that you've only been in 1 Rumble match.
I couldn't believe it either when I heard it.
I gotta tell you.
Just one.
And that was recent. That wasn't
It was the
15,
comeback.
20 years ago.
No, it was like 2015.
Yeah.
2015. 1 Rumble match. I lasted 5 minutes.
Let's take a look back. Was this Philadelphia, Bubba Ray?
Yes.
I was there.
Listen to the pop. Listen to the pop.
Oh, Jackie, this was a moment.
And I give The Miz credit every time I'm able to. Man, I hadn't been in a WWE ring in 10 years, and The Miz just let me beat the ever-living snot at him. Here's me and Ron, the Truth Killers, doing the what's up. I loved it. I had so much fun.
And it was such a crazy moment. That, of course, when you had a huge run as Bully Ray, and then Bubba Ray shows up.
Are you allowed to say that?
We just talked about the Motor City Machine Guns.
We just said Bully Ray in the WWE. I love it.
It's a whole new era, as we all know. But I refuse to believe you've only been in 1 Rumble. That's got to be fake. I refuse to believe it. It can't be real. But what is absolutely real is the show that you have coming out on A&E. I'm very excited about it. We're calling it LFG. That's what the cool kids call it. Here is a sneak peek at that show.
4 legendary coaches compete to build the next WWE superstar.
I'm building something special.
16 challengers.
There is no playing for second place.
I don't like to lose.
Don't make me look bad.
In a wrestling competition fighting for their future.
Let's go!
WWE LFG premieres Sunday, February 16th. Part of WWE Superstar Sunday. Only on A&E.
All right, that comes out in a couple of weeks on A&E. It's very like The Voice meets wrestling. Am I understanding that properly? You're
1000%.
a mentor, right? So you're working with these people who are very, very new to wrestling, correct?
Yes.
All right, tell us a little bit more about the experience and what fans can expect from the show.
Jackie, before we go any farther, how about the first ever LFG chant right here in Indianapolis? LFG!
LFG! LFG! Easy. Light work.
Now, what would you like to know?
Oh, I have so many questions, actually.
Let's start with this. What is your coaching style? You're a coach on LFG. What is the Bubba Ray coaching style?
I'm not here to make friends. I don't want no friends. I don't even want to know their names. I'll learn your name if you make it through the program. I'll learn your name if you win at the end. We are here to make professional wrestlers and sports entertainers. Real deal men and women, not boys and girls.
take them through it the old school way. Listen, myself, Booker T, The Undertaker, Mickie James. Not one of us came up easy in the professional wrestling industry. And there is, I'm not saying there's any coddling going on within this company, but there's coddling going on in general. There ain't no frickin' coddling when I'm involved.
So you're an old school coach. You're an old school hard-ass coach.
If it was up to me,
I
I'd break a pinky on day 1 and see if they came back day 2.
But I was part of a show called Next Gen on Roku, and there was a young man by the name of Sexy BJ Ray. I heard, I see the look already. I heard that on this show on LFG, you two have some moments, maybe some friction there.
Why did I get the problem child?
I don't know.
I got the problem child of the entire crew. I got the loudest one. I got the most brash one. I got the most egotistical one. I wonder why.
I'd already heard
but
about
I
it.
will tell you this. The kid's got talent. And if he keeps his mouth shut, and he keeps his ears open and he listens, he's got a real opportunity. He's a pain in the ass, but he's got a real shot at this.
I cannot wait. These kids have such a huge opportunity in front of them. They're working with legendary superstars like yourself. How cutthroat does it get between the contestants? Because I imagine it is like dog eat dog between these contestants.
Listen, the first couple of weeks I feel was a bit of a honeymoon period for the 16 future greats. I think they're now learning what you learn in the wrestling business. We might be friends today, but by the end of today, there might be only one spot, right, E?
Right.
And now we're not friends anymore.
Absolutely.
We're all vying for that one spot. At the end of the day, they are vying for one spot for the men, one spot for the women. There are no friends in this industry, Jackie.
We're friends. Aren't we? Aren't we?
Well, I did just post a picture on the old Twitter machine.
You did. You did. Tag me and everything.
We might be besties.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Just made my day. All right. Well, listen. The show is called Legends of Future Greats. It premieres on A&E February 16th. Now, listen. I want to get back to tonight's card because we got a ladder match between the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens. Do you have a favorite in this situation? I mean, KO has, I believe, 10 ladder matches in his career. Cody's got 5. Does that matter? What do you think?
Tonight is the first night since Cody won the Undisputed Championship at WrestleMania 40, which I was a special guest referee in one of the matches. This is the first time I see Cody in real jeopardy, guys. I believe we're all talking about who Cody might face at WrestleMania. We might be needing to talk about who Kevin Owens will be facing at WrestleMania.
Big E, I got to ask Big E a question. Have you noticed, so I didn't know Bubba was going to say that.
Yeah.
I've been noticing on social media over the last several days a little bit of momentum in that direction. It seems like a lot of people feel Cody might meet his match tonight.
Yeah, I'm not a betting guy, but I feel like a lot of money now the last few days is starting to go on Kevin. I think a lot of people just talk about the timing of things, leading up to WrestleMania. And I think, too, I had the title for about half the time that Cody has had the title right now, and it's an exhausting schedule, the amount of press. And I see it. I'm so proud of Cody, but it's wearing on him. I worry that it's wearing on him. It is a lot to carry.
And exactly what E is talking about is what Punk brought up in the ring to Cody the other night on Raw. You're exhausted, Cody. You're getting there. Punk could see it in his eyes. Punk had experienced it, E had experienced it, and Cody might be ripe for the picking tonight.
And you know what? The other thing CM Punk also acknowledged just last night was that he's not looking past this weekend. He knows that Kevin Owens very well may be the champion come WrestleMania, and he is not overlooking that fact going into tonight's ladder match. All right, as we all know, the Royal Rumble is the official mark of the road to WrestleMania. It's when we start to see that beautiful sign, WrestleMania, one man and one woman will point to that very sign tonight. Bubba Ray Dudley, thank you for the time. We appreciate you so much. And with that, here's a little history behind that WrestleMania sign.
A sign, an object which conveys a message or reveals a destination. Since its inception 2 decades ago, the annual act of hoisting the WrestleMania sign changes the entire atmosphere, bringing a palpable energy throughout the WWE universe. It all starts here. The road to WrestleMania, where dreams are realized, superstars become legends, and history is etched into the record books.
Ready, 7, take 7, zoom, 7. Ready, 1, ready, 3, keep the sign in, and pyro.
The WrestleMania sign has become such an integral part of our story, an entity unto itself. It's massive in person. It takes up 2/3 of an 18-wheeler truck. It's hung by over 15 motors. Little tidbit, that WrestleMania sign has grown by 1 foot each year. It definitely hits you right in the face when you're in the building.
What started as a simple sign has become a benchmark of aspiration. A tangible item that signifies the intangible.
Clean at the symbol, it's like everything falls in stages of excitement and adrenaline rush. No better feeling in the world.
No words are needed. A simple point of the finger. The moment tells you all you need to know.
Getting to do that point is everything.
Over the years, the sign has taken on a life of its own, even generating its own social media presence. If a picture is worth 1,000 words, this sign represents 1,000 emotions. To perform at WrestleMania is the culmination of every superstar's passion. Each year, a different logo, but the destination is crystal clear. The pinnacle of sports entertainment, the showcase of the immortals.
The WrestleMania sign means knowing that you accomplished something that so few can and will do, means you freaking made it.
Once again, the sign is hoisted. We may not know whose journey awaits, whose story is ready to write the next chapter, but one thing is certain. All signs point to WrestleMania.
You heard Bayley. If you get to point to that WrestleMania sign, it means you made it. You're going to the main event of WrestleMania, and nobody can take it away from you. Bayley did that very thing at last year's Royal Rumble, winning it for the women, and of course, WrestleMania just 77 days away, and the path to Mania in Vegas starts right here in Indianapolis at the Royal Rumble. And don't forget, we got tickets on sale right now for WrestleMania weekend. You can head to Ticketmaster. You're not going to want to miss it. I mean, this is shaping up to be a massive, massive event, and who doesn't love hanging out on the Strip in Vegas? Welcome back to the Countdown to Royal Rumble. I lied to y'all before. Bubba Ray Dudley is sticking around to the end of the show. You must be having a good time. That must be why. But
well, since we're new best friends, I figured I'd stick around a little longer.
Listen, and I appreciate you for that. Listen, we're talking about WrestleMania, 77 days away. I say WrestleMania. What's the first thing Bubba Ray Dudley thinks about?
Tables, ladders, and chairs.
Had to be. Had to be. And Bubba, you and I were speaking a little bit earlier, and you were looking around backstage at just what this has become. And don't get me wrong, it was a huge deal when you got here. But how epic does WrestleMania feel now every year? Does it blow your mind as someone who's been around for 20 years?
Back in the day, I looked at the WWE and I felt like we were AC/DC, the biggest rock and roll band on the planet, and it couldn't get any bigger. But now I realize what this place has become. This is the frickin' Rolling Stones, man. This place is huge. WrestleMania is bigger, better than it's ever been. I had my moments. I'm so grateful for being there. I'm psyched for tonight. I'm psyched for Mania in Vegas, baby. We're going down to Cincinnati.
Yes, we certainly are. WrestleMania 41, 77 days away. It'll happen live in Las Vegas. But before we get there, I mean, we are 14 minutes away from kicking off the Royal Rumble. We got more countdown coming up on the other side. Stick around.
Welcome to the official Riyadh season opening ceremony 2024.
Live from Riyadh.
Crown Jewel.
man, big time Bex.
You know, I retired her like a couple months after this.
I know, I watched. It was great.
I think it's good for her. I think it's good that she's home with Rue.
Yeah.
I actually did her a favor.
Yeah.
See, she's taking advantage of me because I've been in there for a while, handling business. And then look. She thinks she can freaking take me down? Get out of here.
To me, it's really nerve-wracking because you can mess up so easily, like a little slip. You can get too cocky, like I think she's about to, you know, she should have just went right under.
No, 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 no.
The goal. The gumption.
See? Something stupid and your whole world crashes down on you.
Okay, Valhalla.
I have a lot of history with her, too.
Always freaks me out seeing that a little bit.
Oh, I forgot.
See, she's slow walking out there. I get it. I respect it. Oh my gosh.
He's like so confused. Like who's more confused? God, the camera work looks so good too. Oh.
Truth, what are you even doing here?
Dude, if he does this again this year.
Funny. Hilarious.
We need timeout. There's no timeout.
Time out.
I love Truth.
Where the guys at?
Get your ass out of here.
Yeah, get out of the women's rumble.
Man, he's amazing.
2, 1.
Who is it? 28.
It's Jade.
Oh, snap.
She looked like she was built in a lab.
Oh, little hair whip.
All right.
This was her big day.
She ain't that jacked though.
This is I feel like this was like one of the bigger surprises of the Rumble.
And it just felt like the perfect moment, perfect person for her to prove herself against, you know? Especially during this time, Nia was super cocky. She's always cocky.
The crowd was really excited to see her.
You don't even go here. She's like, yes, I do go here. You don't even know. Oh, you hear them? That's for me. No, that's for me.
That's the best. That's the best feeling, even if you're not Nia or Jade. The fact that like they're on their feet for the women's Rumble matches at any point is like just really cool.
Like Jade, she comes in, she has all this hype. She goes straight towards the biggest, most dominant girl on the roster, picks her up, slams her. Easy money.
You know, she was only able to do this because I was in the Rumble a lot longer than her. I eliminated multiple women. Let's just get that straight, right?
Then eliminates the most dominant girl?
You know, this is rude.
Look at that. Damn, you never see that. Like, you never see Nia get picked up like that. It's with such ease.
Now the Rumble just gets crap.
Becky.
Capitalizing on me being exhausted. I was in there for so long, tossing people around, handling business, and then she comes in towards the end trying to get all the glory.
And look at this picture. It's crazy just to see these two chicks standing next to each other. Oh, yeah. Screw your moment, dude. God, I'm smart.
She is strong and tall and beautiful.
I don't want to see this anymore. You can turn this off.
Annual Royal Rumble kicking off. The Women's Royal Rumble match will kick off the festivities here tonight. With that, let's check in with SmackDown's very own Joe Tessitore. He is right in the heart of the action. Tess, take it away.
I mean, this is outrageous down here. Michael Cole just got introduced to this roar here in Indy. The energy in this building is truly incredible. And Jackie, in all my years of covering network sports, I would tell you there's one constant theme. By the way, this place is about to erupt again because Wade Bear is being introduced. And that is that bubbling up roar of anticipation. I don't care if I've been doing an NFL playoff game, a New Year's Day bowl game. It's always this feeling of the bubbling up roar of anticipation. Royal Rumble is unique. because the roar of anticipation, it never dissipates. It never goes away. It's constant all night long. It's a great concept and an origin story brought to us by Tom Rinaldi.
It was supposed to be a one-off, just a gimmick for cable. Problem was, they were all but out of gimmicks.
This came about, we used to work with Dick Ebersol. We used to give him a program that we're gonna have for the live show.
It was based on a venerable, if aging, construct, in which Patterson himself had excelled.
And I explained it to Vince. Vince says, oh, give me a break. That's not gonna work, you know. I said, Vince, it's gonna work.
If the old Battle Royal format was based on subtraction, Patterson's concept, the Royal Rumble, was rooted in addition. A new wrestler entering the fray every 2 minutes.
I gave him the concept, and Dick Ebersol went crazy. He says, my God, for television, a legal run-in.
The Rumble had 2 elements no television producer could resist. A countdown and an entrance. Actually, in its current incarnation, 30 entrances.
Talk about the luck of the draw.
The first Rumble broke viewership records. The second was a pay-per-view.
Royal Rumble, everything on the line.
Now, the gimmick itself is a decades-old institution.
Cody Rhodes is going to WrestleMania.
And if there have been some royal bumbles along the way,
No, they both went out.
it's only added to the event's cachet.
The Rock is exploding off of Madison Square Garden.
Because the Rumble isn't merely a star vehicle.
With a tear in my eye.
Or the starting line for WrestleMania, but a way to anoint wrestling's royalty.
Careers will be defined, legacies will be written, and dreams will come true. Welcome to the Royal Rumble.
I love that phrase turned by Tom Rinaldi, Jackie, a way to anoint wrestling royalty. I said unrelenting anticipation. You can sense it here. But then there's the other part of the Royal Rumble, and that is the payoff, the result. And through the years, 22 Royal Rumble winners have gone on to claim gold at WrestleMania. So not just that anticipation, but the pot of gold that comes with it.
Absolutely, Tessitore. I can feel the energy just from watching you on the screen right now. Is it crazy down there?
Yeah,
or
listen,
what?
I'll give you some access here. Work with me here,
do,
Brogan.
please do.
Here are the guys. They're getting ready. Wade Barrett. Michael Cole, by the way, 28th Royal Rumble.
Wow.
28th Royal Rumble.
And
the man
like
of Indy,
Scarface.
Pat McAfee, is getting ready. What a reception for Pat McAfee. But these folks here that have been out sitting out here for at least the past 2 hours, they are ready to roar. This is the first Royal Rumble in a current NFL stadium. And you look around and you see nothing but filled seats. The largest attended Royal Rumble ever. They are hyped and we are ready.
I'm hyped too, Tess. Thank you so much. Understandably so. This is a fan favorite event because of the surprises, because of the opportunity that's at stake. And we've been calling this men's Royal Rumble match one of the most star-studded, stacked of all time. How the heck do you pick a favorite?
It's so difficult to look. I feel like we've gone through maybe 8 of the top favorites. We haven't even mentioned someone like Sami Zayn. Remember the conversation that Kevin Owens had with Sami? If you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. How does that work? Is Sami involved in the ladder match? Do we see Kevin involved with helping Sami in the Rumble? There are so many elements in this men's Rumble match.
And you can get yourself caught up thinking about these like incredible first ballot Hall of Famers, your John Cena's, your Roman Reigns, your CM Punk's, your Seth Rollins. What about the hottest guy in all of WWE the last year, Jey Uso?
Yeet.
There are just so many different people to look at for this match.
No, and you know what? You list off some of these big names. I feel like we've barely even talked about Roman Reigns.
Which is crazy to think.
WWE champions in the history of this business.
No,
and we've barely talked about it. And it's every man for himself. I don't care, bloodline this, bloodline that. It's like this is an individual event.
And Cole brought it up earlier, man, with how hot Jacob Fatu has been. How are you not thinking about that guy as well?
That man is going to hold Cole at one point.
We're on the 10-second countdown
as
we speak. Yes, it is all happening. 6 seconds. We are taking you inside Lucas Oil Stadium. Enjoy the Royal Rumble, everybody, and thank you for watching.
Ladies and gentlemen, here to sing the national anthem, please welcome the Recording Academy's recently named 2025 Artist to Watch Country Music Star, Lainey Gardner. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
The countdown to the only event of its kind has begun.
You want a WrestleMania moment? You gotta win this match.
Let's do it.
Try to take me out. Nobody do what I do. Line them up. Throw them over. Shadow boxing got no rivals. Whoa! Oh my goodness. The odds about 100 times.
The road to WrestleMania begins at the Rumble.
I'm stronger.
WWE Royal Rumble tonight.
I'm stronger.
Streaming exclusively on Peacock.